Hey folks, so it's been a tough start to the year for me. I had a couple of jobs lined up in December for January and February, but all those jobs fell through. And so over the months of January and February, I received 0 commercial illustration commissions. And that means 0 increase in revenue to my bank account from illustration commissions. Honestly, at this point, I would normally be panicking and going into self-doubt mode and wondering how the next job is going to come along. In fact, in 2017, I was very much in a similar situation. I just moved here from India and I was still building a network in Ireland. I had one day a week job at an agency doing graphic design work. And that one day a job brought me around 300 euros per day. And as the year was coming to an end, we were getting into November, December, I really started to panic. And I allowed that panic to govern my actions. And so I was like, okay, I need things to change. I need to get a job, any job. So long as I have a job, then there'll be more money. And I don't care where the job comes from. And so considering that it was so close to Christmas, all the retail spaces were looking for part-time workers. And I landed a job at JD Sports. I mean, how bad could it be? I love sneakers, and so this was ideal. Because I was a Christmas staff, as they call it, the only real shifts that were available to me were from 10 p.m. to 3 a.m. Yeah, not ideal. Anyway, my job was to put the security tabs on the fancy North Face jackets, as well as all the size cubes onto the hangers. And being the designer that I am, I quickly formed an efficient system for myself, and I was soon on autopilot, just zipping through those boxes. And there was a level of satisfaction getting all that done and organizing all the clothes into place. At the end of the 25 hours, which is my week's worth of work that I was allowed to do based on the shifts available, I got my first check. And boy, was it a reality check, literally. So 1 week's worth of work gave me 180 euro after the taxman had taken his cut. This is when it dawned on me, even the hardest worker in the world will gain nothing if they don't funnel their energy into the right area. I was a bit like Sisyphus rolling his giant rock up the hill, only for the giant rock to roll down the next night so that I would have to redo it. And so no matter how hard I worked at JD Sports, the revenue possibilities wasn't going to increase drastically. So that epiphany shifted my perspective on how I view these dry months as a freelancer. So what can we do within the dry season to generate more leads, to build in more potential to get hired as time shifts? So here are some things that I do in the dry months. Number 1 is to clarify my goals. What do I want out of this year? What do I want out of my work? And what is the type of work that I want to get? Because clarifying this ensures that I pick the right side project to work on to have the largest impact. So for instance, in 2018, I wanted to do typography. So the personal project I chose was a type-driven project. Today, I want to grow my social presence, and so the side project I chose to do was to set up the Fruitful Life podcast, where I interview creators on their journey, learn from them, and this is also a great way to network and grow your social presence. I like to call it social currency. And so that's one area, and the second area second project that I'm working on is painting, because I want to do more exhibitions, and so I'm tailing my energy so that when the opportunities present themselves, I am available and ready with work to go. Number one was clarify goals. Number two was create side projects that align with those goals. Number three, and this is something we always forget to do, is update your portfolio. You must have done, I did a lot of work last year, but I didn't have time during the year to update my portfolio the whole time. And so at the start of January, I spent my time updating my portfolio, getting through those amazing mock-ups, shooting stuff that I had physical products of to ensure that my portfolio is updated. Don't forget to then share that on LinkedIn and other social platforms that you have updated your portfolio, because that's getting eyeballs on your website. It's an excuse to send them to your website. Number four is connect with people online and offline. Now that we're out of pandemic days, find an excuse to buy an art director a coffee and say, hey, I'd love to meet. Can I buy you a coffee? Maybe we can work together. And so this generates leads in themselves, even if it isn't straight away, maybe down the line. Your presence is a lot more memorable than your online portfolio. So people always remember, people buy from people they like, know, and trust. And so if you have that one-on-one encounter, if you present yourself well, if there's a bit of connection, then you are going to be on the top of mind of that art director, creative director, whoever you want to work with, that potential person that you call and have a coffee with. Number five is learn something new. And so I like to spend time upskilling myself by reading lots of books around areas on marketing, on business, on personal growth, because these are areas that I want to become an expert in and share my knowledge in. And by upskilling, by learning from other creators, by remixing their ideas with my own, I create something new, something exciting, something that can make an impact in the area that I want to focus in on. Number six, and this is probably the thing that I least expected to be effective, but was extremely effective, which was create a work with me post. And so basically I lay out all the different things or ways you can hire me to work with me. At the back of this post, posting it on LinkedIn, Instagram, and Twitter, I got 2 leads for speaking engagements where they hired me to do that, 1 commercial illustration gig, and 1 podcast invite. And so sometimes you just have to remind people that you are available for work, and these are the ways that you can work together. Number 7 is start a newsletter. Our current social media environment is extremely volatile and shifts at a drop of a hat. The algorithm could change tomorrow and your followers no longer have access to a lot of your posts, or they're not seeing them anymore. And so building a community via email ensures that you can stay connected with your audience, with your true fans who are really interested in the work that you are creating. I highly recommend that you check out Carl Kelly's 1,000 True Fans essay. It creates so much insight into this idea of building a small but powerful community. And number 8, and most importantly, is to create multiple streams of income. And one of the easiest ways to do that today is by setting up an online shop. Now, there are so many platforms available that allow you to do this. You could use Printify, Shopify, all the Fis that are out there. These are print-on-demand websites that allow you to upload your artwork, and so they will take care of the production and the shipping. All you have to do is market it. And if you have a newsletter, that's one way you can do it. So if you're stuck, I know exactly how you feel. I'm going through it right now. And I know that at the end of the tunnel, new possibilities are there. So don't panic. More work will come. Spend your time wisely creating work in the right area so that you can facilitate new opportunities when they present themselves. I hope you found this helpful and encouraging. And if you did, please consider leaving a comment. Let me know what you think about this topic. Have you faced similar circumstances? What do you do with your dry seasons in your freelance career? And what are your top tips on lead generation? Do let me know. As always, be true, be you, stay fruitful.
Thanks for watching.